I would like to actually like say give like a bit of background how I started, because it kind of gives like a better context of where we are right now. So I went into medicine, and I come from that part of the world where each family had to have like you have to be a doctor or an engineer, otherwise you're a failure.
You had some question.
Am I speaking?
Sorry, what was that?
No. All right.
No, there was nothing. Okay, please carry on.
All right. So I went into medicine, and it's kind of like everything also happens through insinuation. So your parents will say like, you don't have to go to medicine if you don't want to. But you can. So I went. I fell right into the trap, and I was never happy. I was never happy as a doctor. But I still did all my my masters, my PhDs, my MDs. I did like so I said like maybe I can make it better. So I was seeking a fellowship in the United States. I did my USMLE. I did the MRCS, the Royal College of Surgeons here. I just wanted to get out, and said maybe I will enjoy medicine outside. And I was accepted in a hospital in Cleveland called Rainbow Hospital. It's one of the most prestigious pediatric heart surgery programs in the United States, and that was in 2010. But the papers were getting delayed and everything. So 2011, something happened, a revolution, and we found ourselves in the streets. And at that time, we were dealing it as a revolution, an uprising. You go back home and you watch television, and it's not a revolution, it's something else. Everyone in the world is conspiring against Egypt, and they want to bring it down. And the way that the media was manipulating the people and brainwashing the people was horrendous. So finally, I mean, the revolution prevailed, and a friend of mine, my partner, said like, listen, we have no original internet content in Egypt. We need to start one, and I want you to start something related to the revolution. So I went to a spare room, now it's my little girl's room, and I started to do this YouTube videos. I thought that I would maximum have 10,000 views. 2 months later, I ended up with 5 million views, and it was like the most viral thing that ever happened in the Arab world. And in May, we got our first serious TV offer, and it was for a good amount of money. But in that same month, I got the visa papers for Cleveland were done. So should I go for something that I wanted to do all my life and do medicine and be a prestigious doctor, or should I choose money? I was a sellout, so I chose money, of course. So, and we did that, and instantly it began the challenge, because our genre is political satire, which means you make fun of power, and it doesn't have to be the president, but it has to be anybody with considerable power, which is also the media. You have to be a watchdog on media and a watchdog on the authority. And it was difficult in the beginning because people were not used to that. We come from the Middle East, where respect is a big thing, ego is a big thing. So you use humor, it means that you instantly disrespect that person. Unless, of course, you hate this person, so it's okay to do that. So, and we did it with a relatively small budget, and we became I remember that the people that channel, the first channel that we signed, said, you know what, I don't think it's a feasible program, so we're just going to sign you for 1 year. And then we became the highest rated program in the whole channel, and then they wanted us to sign for a second year. I said, like, I do not want to do regular TV programming anymore. I want to do a theater, and I want to do real life audience. And that was unheard of in the Middle East. And we asked for a budget that was 8 times bigger than the TV. I said, like, nobody will give you this kind of money. Even the market for TV advertisement cannot actually satisfy these kind of expenses that you're asking. So we went to a TV channel that gave us only 50% of the budget, and we raised the rest of the 50% through investment and through internet viewing. And we became the highest rating program in history, and 40 million people were watching us every single week. It was like Super Bowl Sunday every week. And I'll give you just like context, like we have percentile points. So the highest viewed ever was our version of The Voice or Arab Idol, and it got like between 12 and 15 points. We did 34. And like the highest and like the highest would be 18 when the national team were playing in the African Cups. So what are you doing? Okay, nice. All right, that's me. All right, so these was the internet. I was much younger, had shorter hair, and oh my God, I was so young.